Hello, and welcome to the Learning Project. I'm your host today, Stephanie Courtney. I want to thank you so much for joining us in our new segment of Leadership and Professionalism. We have a really great special for you today with LaToia. She is one of our leading experts in the business community regarding HR. So we have 10 tips for you to improve, develop, and grow your team. So listen in.
I've got to ask myself by the end of the day, who did I help? And it's not so much who did I force my help on. How was I practical in serving others?
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be monetarily. It may be my time. Please never forget, the purpose of HR in any business is to protect the business first. If there's a fence between the business agenda and the employee agenda, your HR team is going to be the closest to the fence. And in some industries, they are the fence.
Wow.
The employee service part of it can oftentimes be the byproduct of the business interest. If one can walk away with that fundamental truth with HR, operations can function smoothly globally. You know, a lot of people feel like HR is the police department. And they're not. They're not waiting for you as an employee to mess up, to write you a ticket. Again, it goes back to tip number one. Upholding company policy and creating a safe space for employees, I should say, is everyone's responsibility. I see so many job seekers talk to potential hiring managers or their HR recruiter, and they only say what they think the other wants to hear. That's not positive positioning, nor is that, clean pool for conversation. If you're a job candidate, be open and honest either about your experience, about your past circumstances, what you're looking for in the job, and make sure you ask questions. But you don't have to come into the HR relationship, especially as a job seeker, under the guise of what can I say to you to get to land this interview. It's hard for us as imperfect people to not treat someone based on our past experiences. And I wish I had the magic bullet, but I can tell you that it's certainly not a one and done. One does not wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to view the world through these uber positive glasses and everything is going to go perfect for me. It's actually having a balance of knowing that people are prone to mess up because we're imperfect. People are going to say the wrong things and they're going to do the wrong things. But that doesn't mean they're going to say and do the wrong thing forever. Mentorship, empathy, and compassion. As business leaders, we've gotten so far away with servant leadership. When we circle back and we lead our teams with empathy and compassion, then we will take everyone's inclusive thought into consideration when we're looking at career pathing. When we're making career ladders, if we lead with empathy and compassion, we won't freeze someone in time. It is their responsibility to trickle down the message that this is an open door place. This is a place for no judgment, no blame, no shame. We want to have the dialogue here. If that conversation starts at the bottom and tries to move up, it's so much harder. Senior leadership has to model that behavior and trickle it down and make sure that they're holding the people who they hire accountable to those dynamics. The world that we're in now is different than it was 5 years ago, which is different than it was 10 years ago. And it was very taboo in any professional setting to talk about race, religion, politics, amongst a whole host of other things, right? Our world is forcing corporations to make this paradigm shift to say, actually, we have to have these conversations because this is what builds the human fabric. Feedback is no different if you have the onslaught of bad feedback. You need to decipher it all. You may need to listen to it all at face value, but understand that you will only be able to attack an issue one by one. So pick the top negative and start there. And know that it's not going to be negative forever. If your heart is in the right place, as a servant leader, it will not be wrong forever. I need to be just as connected to know your body of work, but just far away enough so that you can feel comfortable coming to me, maybe asking for some tips and tricks, or bringing maybe some of the deeper stuff like ethics violations, policy questions to me.
Yeah.
It's a delicate balance.